Welcome to the Women in Vinyl podcast with Jen DiEugenio, founder of Women in Vinyl, and contributor Robin Raymond. This podcast facilitates conversations with those working in the vinyl record industry to educate, demystify, and diversify the vinyl community.
Thank you for joining us on episode 54 of the Women in Vinyl podcast. You just heard a sneak peek of the new single Fugitive, coming out October 1st by Sid Silver. A world where disco meets modern witchcraft and divination occurs atop a lush palette of danceable art pop. Find this single and more, brought to you by our indie label partner for the next couple of months, Final Girl Records. Final Girl is a Brooklyn and LA indie label and collective supporting women, trans, and non-binary artists. Find more at www.finalgirlrecords.com. In this episode, we pick up our bags from this virtual layover and head to South America. We stole a moment before her show in Argentina with Sandy Perez, a graphic art director by day and vinyl selector by night. She's the founding member of the Revuleta Vinyl Club, a collective that supports and empowers women through workshops to keep the vinyl culture alive. We talk with Sandy about how the vinyl market looks the same but also different across the border, what it's like running her femme collective, and some of her favorite records to spin, and more. Enjoy the episode. Sandy, to start, for our listeners who may not know you, why don't you tell us a little bit about you and how you got into vinyl?
Yes, well, hello, I'm Sandy. I'm a graphic art director, vinyl collector, and since I was 15, I'm a cultural manager and recently DJ and vinyl selector. I'm into everything to smells, art, and music. I can't resist. My love for vinyl began when I was a child. I always had a few female friends. I grew up in a very masculine environment. My grandfather was a great influence. He was the one who taught me how to use and maintain his audio equipment, including his turntable. Here in Latin America, it's not very common to see a girl so involved in technology. At these days, it perceived as a men's thing. Mm-hmm. And many times in that environment, they minimize my opinion or because of my age or how I look. And I met a friend on Instagram. Her aka is Cecilia. She's a Peruvian, but lives in Brazil. She's a DJ and vinyl collector and selectress who also felt the same. We decided to create Revuelta in Peru, Revuelta the collective, to meet more girls like us. And I think we wanted women to have a voice in this place and this scene in a growth scene, no? Like a DJ and a growth scene of vinyl.
Mm-hmm. What was the process like in starting your collective?
Well, it's was born from the concert of a group of musicians who, with a critical eye, began to notice the low participation of women and dissidents in the music scene, as well the limited visibility and dissemination of our artistic work. Faced with this reality, we decided to join forces from a collective made up of women and dissidents, all music workers connected through the love of vinyl collecting. This space not only seeks to promote our presence in the industry, but also to build a network of support and collaboration where our voices and talents have the place that deserve in the music scene. In essence, I think the collective is an act of a culture resistance, a space for our stories to be told, our music to be heard, and our collections to be shared. You know?
Yeah.
We currently have a residency in a cultural center with a beautiful project called Noche de Creadoras, creating events that celebrate women in music and arts. And vinyl helps give them their own space within the scene of a multi-sensory event that takes place every Wednesday in Lima with a different artist projects, like poetry, like dance. I don't know, is the arts.
How many people are involved in the collective, Sandy?
Right now are 20 women and dissidents, like with in every different works, like musicians, owners of bars, or owners of I don't know what to say, tiendas de discos, record stores.
Record stores,
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Was it easy to get the word out when you're like, hey, we're going to do this thing? And then everybody was like, yeah, let's do the thing. Or were you like, hey, come do this thing? And people were a little more like hesitant or shy.
Yeah. At the beginning, it's like, yeah, we're going to do it. And all is happy and working together. But in the real life, it's like very slow for to grow up with every woman and to make a name in the scene.
We know it very well. We know how that goes. But you guys have such a huge population down there. I can imagine that it was hard to find your audience too, right? And like-minded women when you're just getting so crushed by all the men around you being like, oh no, boys play records, you don't play records. No. How did you find those like-minded women? Was it all through social media?
Yes.
Yeah.
Through social media, and I don't know what to say. I find new talents. I find new talents for recommendation, and also musicalizing in an analog format for several bars in Lima. We carry activities such as free workshops once a month that women can sign up for free and generate community for music and vinyl collectors.
Awesome. I love a meetup. That's great.
Yeah.
And shout out, what was your granddad's name? What was Abuelito's what was his name?
Oh, my grandfather's name is Hugo.
Hugo. My grandfather did the same thing with me. So I was like, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. I used to play with my granddad's records too.
Yeah, I still have all of my granddad's records. How big is your collection? I mean, like, let's talk about collection stuff for a second. How many records do you have?
I think I have over more of 100 more. I don't know. I can
Can't count them all.
I can
I'm that way too.
Can't quantify. I mean,
Yeah.
based on your Instagram, like if people don't know, they need to check out your Instagram, search Hey Sandy, because it's pretty
Awesome.
amazing.
My Instagram is La Ruta del Vinilo.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
The-
We'll absolutely link that for everybody to come and
Yeah.
support you.
And generate this community. It's very, very grateful for me because I listen stories of a woman like me, like has this love for music and collecting. That, well, there was a story of a girl who wasn't permitted to touch the turntable in her house because her father said, if you touch this turntable, you are ruining it, and this created a trauma for her, no?
Oh,
and
no.
she didn't want to collect or use the turntable because of this. After she shared this story, she felt very peaceful because she didn't talk about this too much. And the advantage of having a community of women and dissidents that pass through the same experience.
Yeah, no kidding.
I recently read someone who submitted an essay who said that she went to a record store and was interested in DJing, and the man at the record store said, "Oh, women don't typically do any mixing. They just play songs that they like." And, obviously that's why what we're all talking about is important. But yeah, it's sad to hear that people think that.
I mean, I feel like I would have liked to take that girl to one of those rage places where you can break things. And I would have brought like a really bad turntable with her so that she could break the turntable first and then be like, all right, let's go actually like touch one and love one now that you've broken through this little traumatic barrier. Because I mean, that is the worst story I've ever heard in my life. My God. How terrible. Like, oh, no. You can't touch that. You'll devalue it. My God. No. So my biggest question is, obviously, you're going to record stores. Where are those records coming from? Because that's like one of the big things that we always talk about in this little corner of the world. Like on a cursory look, like there's like one record pressing plant in Chile, like 3 in Colombia. What else? We got maybe 5 in Mexico, 2 in Portugal. Let's see. We got 1 in Venezuela. Like, where are your records coming from?
Well, 1 in Peru, but vinyl has a very rich story. In the 60s, the vinyl industry was booming. Artist labels grew like fire, but then as if time has stopped, a lot of that amazing music and records was trapped in the space time, where are only now rediscovering those hidden treasures. That's where the diggers, the music curators, and DJ selectors come in. They're like like Indiana Jones. But
I was just going to say that, and that sounds so awesome. Can we come down and play record archaeologist? Because I think that would be fun as hell.
Yes. Right now, they are reissuing a lot of those forgotten records, and they're in large part thanks to Monster Records, a Spanish label that bought the portfolio of Peruvian label MAG. This label, I think I have a MAG.
Hey, look, here we go. I love a visual aid. This is great. Sorry, everybody at home that's listening that we can't show you this, but
cool.
Members only right now. Cool.
Yeah. And this Peru. This Peru was the label of the first female in the vinyl industry in Peru, Rebecca.
Yeah,
Cool.
very cool. I love her
So cool.
story.
Yes, and they are charged. They are in charge of curating that entire sound archive and reusing records and singles that are hard to find in this country, in Peru, in good conditions. Sure, on the one hand, vintage records are going up in price, which is a little bit frustrating for the collectors. But in the other hand, they are democratizing music.
Democratizing, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I got you. Yeah.
Now we can all have a little piece of history without selling a kidney. Yeah, like
You wake up in a bathtub full of ice, but covered in 45s, and it's all good. And you're like, this is fine. This is a lateral transaction. It's all good.
yes.
Are you getting many imports?
Yes. It's only one fabric in Peru, but all the labels or all the bands and the vinyl culture has import or record their music in like República Checa, like in Europe. Yeah, I don't know if the payment of the import is very expensive.
Yeah.
For the taxes.
Right. If you're listening to this episode in September, then mark your calendar because this year's Harlem Vinyl Festival is right around the corner, an international celebration of all things vinyl. The second annual Harlem Vinyl Festival is set in the charming city of Harlem, Amsterdam's delightful bike-free cousin. This event unites producers, creators, and vinyl enthusiasts from around the globe. With over 30 participating venues and highlights like the outdoor record fair, Harlem will transform into the vinyl capital of the world for one incredible week. Join me as a speaker to learn more about my book, Women in Vinyl: The Art of Making Vinyl, while immersing yourself in vinyl culture. Grab your 3-day culture ticket or go all in with the weekend pass for access to all concerts and events at www.harlemvinylfestival.com/tickets and dive into the program now to start planning your vinyl adventure.
Are you getting crushed with the economy as much as we are up here? Because now records have come to kind of a luxury item status in some shops, and people are either really mad about it or understand or whatever. But is it kind of the same? Are you guys experiencing the economy the way that we are too?
Yes. It's the price of the vinyls are very expensive, more expensive year after year after the pandemic.
Yeah, when we talked to a couple different people on the podcast, they were talking about how, in some neighborhoods, people are choosing like groceries or a record. Like they're having to make those types of decisions. And I'm guessing it must feel sort of similar there for some of the people in your area. Is that the case?
Yes, one of the biggest challenge is that vinyl is still a niche product.
Yeah.
Not everyone understands why someone would pay more for a vinyl when they have the same music in digitally.
Yeah.
But for us, the collectors, it's like having a piece of art at home. No?
Yeah.
Another challenge is logistics because imports or producing them in other countries.
Yeah.
Not very easy, but if it were easy, it won't be so much fun.
And that's the daily mantra of everybody that works in records right now. No, it's got to be this hard. There's a reason for it. It's true though. If it was easy, everybody would do it. I mean, it feels like everybody kind of does it, but that's because we're all friends with people that do the thing that we like. So of course it's gonna be like, this is normal. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you still have the people that are around you that say, "Oh, records. Yeah, I heard those are getting popular again." Is that a popular thing to say down there too? Do you have record store day in South America?
Yes, the same date in the United States and Europe.
Yeah,
yes.
Great. How does it go over in South America? I feel like you guys would have way more fun than we do up here, being very repressed and square.
Similar. It's very similar because the reissues or the editions that go out in the record store for the record store day are the same in Latin America.
Okay. Yeah. Not super special, regional, Peruvian, Colombian, Argentinian.
But like I say, Monster Records has this project for the reissue of the Max label, and it's very grateful because it's incredible all the archive they have in this label, no? And it's an opportunity for rediscovered music.
Sounds like our good friend Cheryl Pavelski and Omnivore and what she's up to. That's very cool. Cheryl, if you're listening, I'm sure that your ears perked up at the archive word that Sandy just used. Yeah, that's cool. Wow. Tell us more about like your day to day as a record person.
You're on tour right now.
Yeah. What do you do? What are you doing? What are you up to?
I'm currently in Argentina on tour playing records at events, and then will I go to Uruguay and Colombia. I'm really grateful for all the support that I received. I never imagined I would be in this situation where the music that I always love, I will always be passionate about, give me so much joy and opportunities. It's crazy, right? Like I feel all the dedication and love I'm putting into this coming back in a very way.
What kind of music are you playing?
Today it's 60s garage, psych rock, and agogop.
Love
cool. South American. I love it. I love that.
I'm in a club because in a few hours I have to play records.
I mean,
I love it. Such a rock star.
I was gonna say this is the most like behind the scenes recording that we've ever had. I love it. Jen and I are drinking water and you're being awesome. So great. We're usually cool, I promise. We're cool. We're cool, I promise. So here's the big question. So you got all the ladies on your on your side. How are the fellas around you? Are they supportive, or are they saying like, oh yeah, great, have your little girl guide meeting about records. We'll be over here fixing cars or whatever.
All my best friends are totally support and went to go to the events. They are very interesting for this special community of women. But I have a few friends it's like why it's only for the events are only woman selecting. Like, there are other spaces for men, but I want to create a space for a woman, and it's like a showcase for for us, but
Yeah.
they don't seem to understand.
Yeah.
It's like they feel like it's segregating women and men, but
Right.
on contrary.
I know. We got the same thing when we started. We had people that said, "What about men in vinyl?" Or yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, "Can I come to your event if I'm a guy?" And it's like, "Well,
Yeah.
yes."
Yeah, you can.
It's not
I mean, I feel like we should have just said, no, you can't. No, we're not even going to apologize anymore. It's just like, no, we don't actually want you here. Thank you.
Are those sort of gender roles very prominent throughout South America?
Yes, it's very well, but at the time it's like this is a man thing, this is a woman thing.
Uh-huh.
In Latin America, it's at this day it's almost, I don't know. I see this situation every day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's hard to be progressive in all of those kind of things. And I mean, music is one of those places where it's always going to be one of the most progressive things, because it's the artists and the people that are just like, I can't take it anymore, I have to write a song about it, that are going to be the ones that, are, on a stage or saying a thing, and then that gets recorded, and then that's how you spark a revolution and everything. But I mean, I know that South America is very matriarchal, so like how do your parents feel about what you're doing?
Well, my parents are very, I don't know. They have a few restrictions of the. Well, it's like my father sent me a message yesterday that don't drink. Don't drink.
Sorry, Dad. Lo siento.
Yes. My mother seems like it. For her, it's like oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think she understands the situation or what I want to create in the scene. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah.
You're still a graphic designer by day, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if there is one thing that I have learned in this 5 years of making records, it is that we can't just have one job. We all have to have multiple jobs in order to sustain ourselves.
Yeah, but this graphic designer job has me the facility of design the artworks of the events, and
Cool.
have I have this link in the community of art design, and it's like we generate a community not only for DJs or selectors, but we work with DJs like in the graphic and motions of for for event, and graphic designers, record stores. Like I say, it's the community of women who collecting, but are in the art scene.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, I'm always keeping an eye on what's going on out there. I love following international DJs, record stores on social media. Also, this vinyl tour is a dream come true, because the social media plays a very important role in my continue to share my love for music and being able to reach countries around the world. When I go out, I always try to visit mythical places that every collector dreams of great digging.
Yeah.
Do you also have a list of record stores that you dream to visit?
Oh yeah.
Or,
It's
I mean,
very
Definitely.
long.
Yeah. Definitely
Yeah.
with like-minded people.
Yeah. And that's the problem too, because I mean, now with the internet, you find them on the
Yes.
internet and you're like, oh, there's so many more than I thought that there were.
Yeah.
I've restricted myself in my travels to only buying 45s when I go anywhere, though. Like if I buy a 12-inch, it has to be like really special because that's got to go in a carry-on. It can't go anywhere else. So
Yeah.
yeah, it gets yeah. I mean, what's the biggest one on your list? What's like the numero uno on your travel list? Where do you want to go?
Well, I traveled around the world when I was young because in my material, in my work, it was like I designed products for Mattel, Marvel, Sanrio,
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh,
and
I'm sorry. Just stop. Just stop there. Excuse me. Oh, I just designed South American Barbie dolls. No problems. Oh, is that Captain South America that I see? That's cool. I did that too. Great job. Love that.
I was young and it's a very niche product for back to school products. Is licensed in this job permit me to travel around the world for for visiting the plants or visiting the design workspace in like Sanrio in Brazil or Mattel in Los Angeles. And this moment when I was visiting for job, I was in the country I was in that moment, no?
Yeah.
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 I want to return in Berlin, in Germany. I totally was crazy because the kind and amount of vinyls and records and labels and reissues are totally mad. And for in that moment, I only collecting 60s, but
Right.
in this moment, I collect all like disco, whatever. Like totally crazy for the music, not only in my country but in all the countries, and I want to visit the most, like Asia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never go to Asia, and I want to great digging in Cambodia.
Oh yeah.
I bet you'll find some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That will be a dig and a half for sure, because I mean it's not I mean that's pretty like sneaky dark record portion of the world. You know? Like nobody thinks of like records Cambodia, you know? It's not necessarily like the first country that comes to your mind. I mean, I think that's super
It is
interesting.
really,
And
yeah, it is
yeah.
interesting because you think
I
about
mean,
all the bootlegs and stuff that came through
yeah.
there. I bet there's a lot of really interesting stuff.
And
Yeah.
probably goofy things that I really want to see. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah. And I have this I don't know, it's a compilate. Yeah, it's a compilate of Cambodian music that named Cambodian Nuggets. It's like a
Okay.
psychedelic garage from the 60s.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I want Jet to take us to the Philippines and like give us an insider's look.
Yeah.
Listen, My Tagalog is not good, so I definitely I need a spirit guide that way for sure.
And what are your favorite records?
I mean, that one's hard because I've done a lot of travel, but I feel like my favorite record store is the Reykjavik record store in Iceland, because it's run by some very nice humans and they have their own little label and they do some really weird Icelandic punk rock and like screamy metal that I really, really love. Um, and they're just like kind of buried in the middle of Reykjavik and it's teeny tiny, but it's very cool. And I stumbled upon it by accident. It's like, yes.
Yeah, that's like Permanent Records in LA. I love Permanent
Yeah.
Records.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be
I
going
really
over
like,
to the Netherlands soon and then next year Japan. So
yeah.
Oh,
I also liked All Ages in Camden Market in London and like in England. That one was really cool too because it's like UK hardcore and punk rock and like that's all that they do. And it was just like rammed. And they have two little Pomeranians in there that are just like the joys of my life. One has one eye and he won't stop barking until you pick him up and like haul him around with you while you're flipping through records. So
oh, amazing.
cute too. I do want to go to Tokyo, and again, I was in Tokyo in 2001, so I have to go back to Japan at some point, but that's where the Tower Records is, so I feel like I have to make a pilgrimage because it just doesn't exist anymore. So,
yeah.
So I'm a huge fan of punk, 7/7 punk and 60s, no? But well, my favorite band is 600 Banshees. I have the pink.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we knew you were a goth sister. We knew it. We knew it.
I just love that we generate those type of people who are we're all into the same stuff. I can create weird Halloween goth shirts and everybody's into it.
Yep. We're all like, yes, please. May I have another? No, I don't want it in white. Thank you. So I know that this might be a little bit controversial, but how is the queer scene representative in in record community? Is like we find that there's a huge crossover with the rainbow crowd and record collecting, and as it gets filters down into younger and younger members, we're seeing that that's one of the weird places for kids and young adults, that it's like some are really inclusive, some are not as inclusive, some feel really like, oh, I don't belong here, when it's just a record store and everybody should be able to go into it. How is that represented in South America?
Well, we in Peru, we promote inclusive spaces that especially welcome female and dissidents, collectors, enthusiastic, workshops and meetups focus in vinyl collecting, that not focusing the genre or whatever. Teaching and music production can provide safe spaces for women and dissidents to learn and share their experience. Like the story about the girl that wasn't permitted to touch the turntable, like that. And we have in the community in Revuelta have a trans girl that not record store, but record store in the internet, like it sells records in internet, but she has a space in events for sell records.
Incredible.
I
mean, I guess it would be it's probably much different in Venezuela just because of the government and everything there. Do you notice that there's people that are crossing borders to kind of come and hang out with people that are a little bit more their way?
Yeah. In Venezuela, but in Peru we have a big community of Venezuela people, and it's like well, you are an immigrant in other country. It's very difficult, but I think the culture is very similar in Latin. More Venezuela, Colombia, and Peru. Chile and Argentina, it's more like more liberal, but in these three countries, it's more like religious state. Like, it's more like the religion, Jesus, God. Well, but I think step by step we are going to grow and fuck the stereotypes. Now that like
yeah,
I love it. I love it. What are your plans? What do you want to do for the next year?
I want to have more workshops and create not only this community for people in Peru, but around the world. Like if you are from Iceland and want to play records in Peru, that's the contact, and I have to reach out with my friends or bars or all the community for solutionate this tour or mini tour to organize this or articulate this collective to
oh my God. Did I just book a South American DJ tour?
Well, I was thinking.
I think I did.
when I was reading about the workshops and the collective, and I was thinking it would be neat if there was some sort of like a web that we could, a network that we could all share to kind of pass along to each other, or like become like one big force.
Organization. Yeah, let's book some shows. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll find a little portable lathe and come down and cut records with you. That's fun as hell. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the movie Dirty Dancing, Sandy Perez, but I take my DJ name from Dirty Dancing. So my DJ name is Carrie A. Watermelon. So I mean, let's get ready to put that on a South American tour t-shirt. I am ready. I will practice, and hell yeah. Jen can be my manager. Let's do it.
Yes. It's like a very grateful job for this like culture manager in my country. It's like a dream come true because you met some people or very important musicians in the scene, and it's like generate this community and articulate these arms to make the dream come true.
Yeah, totally. That's awesome. Sorry, Jen, I cut you off. What were you gonna
I was gonna say who would you say people should check out that are other South American DJs or artists that you want to kind of tell people about?
Well, I love my friend, my soul sister in Brazil. It's Cecisa. She's crazy about records and she's a great DJ. She is born in Peru, but she's living in Sao Paulo, like I think 20 or 15 years.
Wow.
Here in Peru, she didn't feel represented the scene. She was early female DJ and didn't have the recognition of her work. And it's like a very sad to think that in the day of she was in this scene, didn't know about her or nothing, no, because I am from more the punk school, and in the moment I think that now electronic sucks. I am a punk girl, or
And if people want to be involved with your collective or your workshops, how would they get involved, or how would they link up with you?
And I have the collective in Instagram. It's like Revuelta.Vinyl Club, and we offer workshops once in a month, like are totally free in different spaces for not centralizing the movement. They are in different parts of the city in Lima, but we have workshops in, I don't know what to say, different states and like provincias.
Sure.
Provinces, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
We should try to do something virtually next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just come to Peru.
Yeah.
I've never been to South America. South America is like the one place, like the one area of the continent of the world that I haven't stepped foot on yet. Yeah, I would love to. Peru looks cool.
The food is the most I don't know what to say. Is the like number one food, number two records.
Cool.
In Peru.
I mean, you got me. I think I just watched a YouTube about a guy like eating tacos in Peru, I think, and I was like, yeah, okay, done. Yep.
Tacos?
Yeah.
I don't think it's like a very, it's not a costumbre eating tacos. It's more ceviche.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you're right on the ocean. So
seafood,
yeah.
Seafood, pachamanga, all the plates in Peru are very, very tasty.
Oh yeah, I believe that. I believe that. Absolutely. I don't know if you have listened to our podcast before.
No, it's the first time.
Okay, so you're a prime candidate then. So we always ask the most, I think, impossible question for any record collector to answer. So if you, Sandy Perez, could create your own 7-inch record that had anything on the A side and anything on the B side, what would that record look like? It's harder than the beach, like the desert island question.
Yeah. I think well, I have the album Low of David Bowie, and I think the side A contains Sound and Vision from David Bowie.
Okay.
And the other side, I think I love a band here in Peru that the name is Los Yorks, and have a classic garage rock song that it's Abrázame. And this is the song I want to split.
Okay, I love it. No, that's great. That's great. The classic B-side.
I gave Sandy a sneak peek of some of the questions, but I did not tell her about that one.
Yeah. Hey, Sandy, can you spell what that Peruvian band is? Can you spell that for me?
Yeah, it's LOS.
LOS.
I don't know, it's Yorks, like New York.
Okay,
York.
yeah.
Cool. We'll link it in the show notes.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
And Sandy, I'll follow up with you because I want to get your friends' Instagram and stuff too to link up.
And I think I have all the
Hey, look at that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
This
cool.
is this is a long play for their third album, Ritmo
Okay.
Isen.
Okay, and Abrazame is the song for the B side?
Yeah, abrázame. Sí,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, Sandy, thank you so much. This was so fun.
Yeah, she's got a hot gig to get to. Heck yeah.
No, thank you so much. I'm very excited for this conversation and to meet. And it's very, I'm very grateful because this community of women in vinyl it has a very reach to people around the world, and it's an opportunity for every woman who has the interest of collecting or celebrating music to participate, not in this in this community.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's it's one of those things like nobody else is helping us do it, so we got to do it our damn selves, and we all look real good while we do it. And we couldn't be more happy to have you on and tell everybody about the cool stuff that you're doing down there.
Yeah,
it's really awesome. I hope that we get to see it in person when we take our DJ tour on the road instead of just the podcast. Yeah. Jen can design all the merch. It's going to be great.
There we
can do
go.
the posters. We are ready. We are ready for this. We've been working for this our whole lives. Here we go.
Yeah.
Well, have a great show.
Yeah, have the best time. Drop us a note if there's anything that we can do for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the space and for create this community. Not only seeks to promote the presence in the industry, but also the network of support and collaboration.
Absolutely. And thank you for what you're doing too. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, we'll talk to you real soon.
All
right. Bye.
Bye, Sandra.
Bye. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Join the conversation on social media at Women in Vinyl. We want to hear from you. Shoot us a message for topics you want to hear, feedback, and more to info@womeninvinyl.com. Huge shout out and thank you for all our supporters, affiliates, and sponsors like Marshall Headphones. Visit our website, womeninvinyl.com, for ways to get involved, and you can always contribute to the education, demystification, and diversification of the vinyl industry by donating at womeninvinyl.com/donate. See you next time.
This episode has been brought to you by Women in Vinyl and Red Spade Records. Thank you for listening. Please remember to subscribe, and you can always contact us directly by visiting www.womeninvinyl.com.